Hi everybody, in today's lesson from Unit 4.2, we'll be talking about finding the length of an arc and also finding the area of a sector. A sector of a circle is a region bounded by two radii and an arc of the circle. In other words, it's like that shaded area that you see here in the picture, the blue shaded area. Think of it as a piece of pizza or a slice of an apple pie, for example. First, before we find arc length, we need to review the formula for circumference of a circle. So remember that circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius of the circle. Area of a circle, the formula is pi times the radius squared. To find the arc length, an arc is a part of the circumference of a circle, so arc length is a fraction of the circumference of the circle. So what we need to do is take the measure of the arc divided by 360 and then multiply by the circumference, 2 pi r. So the measure of the arc has to be in degrees. Now, you can either find the measure of the arc by looking at the label. So let's say that this arc was 60 degrees, or you might see a central angle of 60 degrees. So whatever the central angle is, that's what the measure of the arc will be. So that tells you what fraction of the circle you're working with. For instance, if our arc measure is 60 degrees, 60 divided by 360 simplifies to 1/6. So the arc length will be 1/6 of the entire circumference. To find the area of a sector, the sector is a part of the area of a circle, so the area of a sector is a fraction of the area of the whole circle. Again, to find that fraction, you're going to take that arc measure in degrees, divide it by 360. Now this time you're going to multiply by the formula for area, pi r squared. All right, let's see how this works. So in our first example, it says find the length of arc AB and the area of sector APB. So just going to shade that in a little bit. We're asked to find the area of the sector, and we also want to find the length of this arc right here, what I'm highlighting in red. All right, we're going to do the arc length first. Remember that for arc length, we're going to take the measure of the arc in degrees, divide it by 360, and multiply by circumference, 2 pi r. So our arc measure is 90 because we have a central angle of 90 degrees. So we want 90 divided by 360 times 2 times pi times the radius. And the radius is 10 inches. Okay, simplify your fraction. 90 over 360, whoops, forgot a 0. 90 over 360 simplifies to 1/4. 2 times pi times 10. Well, multiply the 2 and the 10 and we get 20 pi. Put it over 1, that'll help you simplify it. If we take 1/4 of 20 pi, that's the same thing as saying 20 pi divided by 4. So our arc length will be 5 pi inches. In other words, if we multiplied it out, 5 times pi, it would be around 15.7 inches. But what I'd like you to do is keep it in its exact form. Okay? So the length of that arc is around 15.7 inches, or 5 pi inches. Okay, next we're going to find the area of the sector. Okay, area of a sector, that's that shaded region, or that piece of pizza, if you will. So to find the area of the sector, remember that it's a fraction of the area of the whole circle. So we'll take the arc measure in degrees, divided by 360, that tells us what fraction of the circle we're working with. Then we'll multiply it by pi times r squared. Remember that our arc was 90 degrees over 360. This time we want to multiply by pi times 10 squared. 90 over 360 simplifies to 1/4. We know that from doing arc length. 10 squared gives us 100 times pi. Okay, put it over 1. Multiply those fractions together, you get 100 pi over 4. And divide, we get 25 pi. Now, that would be in its exact form. We need some units on there. So 25 pi square inches. And if you wanted to figure it out so that it makes a little more sense to you, the area of that sector would be approximately 78.5 square inches. Okay, good luck on the homework. As always, speak up if you have questions.